All right, boys. Well, we got a long session, so let's dig in here, huh?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yes.
I'm
Oh, I
plugged,
want
I'm
to check out
plugged in.
Motec. I like those descriptors, Notch. That's what I'm talking about. Moving on from Motec, heard.
Welcome back, one and all, to Tales from the Cosmic Well, an original D&D story created in real time by a bunch of weird musicians and their friends, and who also happen to be musicians most of the time. My name is James. I'll be your dungeon master, and with me, Zach Wheeler.
Vivian French, summoner of Boros, runner from my betrothed, and trying to get out a lot of responsibility right now.
Tom Polzine.
I play the character of Clyde Wonderspice, a gnome ranger. I've developed sneakery skills, so you'll have to find me, Sebastian. You'll have to find me. I was once a spice trader, and I hope to get back to those roots one day, but for now it seems to be nothing but just slaughter and mayhem for Clyde Wonderspice.
And, of course, Mike T. Kerr.
Playing Tassles the Half-Orc Wizard, specializing in the school of conjuration and becoming daily more and more of a physical wizard.
Just really sliding into that spot.
Step by step, a day at a time.
This wizard Fayed teacher, just ready to go.
We're also thrilled to be joined by our good friend Sebastian, whose character shall be named later and introduced later in the story.
But if you're looking, it's on the screen.
It is on screen. If you want a big hint, just open your eyes.
Zach, you couldn't edit that in real time. Good God.
I've really messed up.
You have like 8 responsibilities. Let's put a 9th one on there. Just make sure you change the name, all right?
Dang it.
I just spent some of these channel points to modify an existing emote and give Seabass a bubble tea because he doesn't have a drink.
It's all solved. Everything is solved.
Wow.
Can we get some bubble tea Seabass in the chat? You know what I'm saying?
Spam that shit.
I'm making another one.
As you all know, there's all kinds of magic danger and political intrigue in store, so let's get into it. Previously on Tales from the Cosmic Well, our heroes were met by new visitors to their settlement in progress. 4 knight ambassadors of the Dwarven Mudslinger clan led by Sir Headley Stormsong Mudslinger. Using subterfuge, Clyde was able to find out the purpose of their visit, to find the champion Garen Mudslinger and bring him home to help with apparent problems across the sea in the country of Porth. After quickly reconvening, Viv filled the party in on his past identity, that of Garen Mudslinger, in fact, and how he fled an unwanted betrothal to a princess by declaring a holy quest to find the other half of a set of ancient plans to build a powerful self-operating drill called the Earth Splitter. He then expressed his strong desire not to get involved with his clan or family again. One wild shape into a cat and one rope trick later, the gang agreed to find out more about the troubles of Viv's former home. Sir Headley was thrilled to find Vivian and explain the situation. In Viv's absence, his father, Chieftain Bertram Hillbreaker Mudslinger, slowly developed dementia and became incapable of leading their clan. In an effort to save face and stay in power, the Princess Isolde, Viv's betrothed, agreed to a union with the chieftain of a rival clan called the Torchrocks. History has shown that the Torchrocks are a warmongering people who have tried to conquer Porth and beyond for generations, only to be stopped by the Mudslingers and held in line to keep the peace. This new merger could cause the balance maintained across the sea to shift, in turn affecting all of Loth. Following some deliberation, both parties decided that the best course of action would be to find the plans for the Earth Splitter after all, using it as a resource to strengthen the Mudslingers on their own, thus avoiding both an unsavory merger and an unwanted marriage. Using Viv's most recent intel, they travel southeast to Ferrith's Meadow for some answers. Unfortunately, an ambush of assassins awaited them on the road and managed to kill 2 of the Dwarven Knights before the heroes took them down. And that brings us currently to where we are now, on the side of the road.
I'm still, to pick up from last week, I'm still just working Clyde's jaw to eat the good berry.
He's
right,
slowly waking up.
Right there.
That's where we are. Hands on.
So you say that the good berries like fill you up entirely. It acts as if you've eaten a whole meal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm to understand that I'm at 1 hit point. I feel awful and like bloaty is how I feel after eating this good berry.
Absolutely.
Great. Then that's how I am.
So just to kind of move things along here a little bit, you guys get back on your feet and you start looking around. On the bodies of the assassins, you find 2 masterwork daggers, +1 masterwork daggers, along with 2 vials of poison.
Oh.
I can give you the stats on that in a minute. I have it written down here. You also find 2 potions of cure moderate wounds.
Okay.
Last but not least, you find a small satchel with 1,000 gold pieces
Whoa.
and a missive that reads, "The following binds the shades of the Shadow Player to the employ of Chieftain Vartok Firehand Torchrock until the knight Sir Hadley Stormsong Mudslinger and the champion Garen Mudslinger are dead. A third of compensation will be included, and the rest will be delivered upon assurance of success. This contract is binding in all of the old ways and in the eyes of the new gods." Can I get a history check from the 3 of you guys?
Let me hit that.
Gotta get that. Tell you what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a 14.
All of Clyde's history was learned by rote directly from Ebenezer, and it's not entirely accurate.
He's big in conspiracy theories, but that's about it.
Yeah. I didn't mean to make a QAnon gnome, but
I only got an 11.
All right. So you guys actually don't. The name doesn't ring a bell for you guys in game. Out of game, you guys know who these guys are. The assassins, anyway. You've met them before in a different campaign.
Oh,
I do. The Shadow Player. Classic.
Yes.
That's a nice nugget for all you people who watched us early last year on the D&D stream.
That's a deep cut.
That's a
That's a
deep
deep
cut.
do we have
Folks,
anyone that's carried over from that timeline?
I don't know.
Hmm,
You know, maybe they're watching on YouTube when we upload it next week.
that could be.
Right on. So that's what you guys have, and you are all kind of bolstering each other, getting back up on your feet, putting all this stuff away in your bags of holding and other such. And Sir Hadley stands up, brushes the dirt off of his armor, and he says, "So it looks as though the Torchrocks have made their play, and now I must bury 2 good men. Vivian, will you help me dig, boy?"
I grab a body and drag it over to a good dig spot.
Cool. So he just starts using his blade to like dig, and he just is at it for, you guys are at it for hours.
Well,
Instead of using physical labor, I think Vivian would try to use druid craft to help me move a little bit.
Also,
of earth.
you have a giant wizard with you as well, whose specialty is conjuration. So I'd be happy to at least make a couple of shovels.
He starts to use his blade, and Tassel steps up wordlessly, shovel in hand. So it takes you guys like an hour to dig some respectful graves, and he says a few words and kind of just nods.
Could I sing the song that Pippin sang?
Only if you, Zachary, know all the words to it and sing it right now.
It went something like na 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 na.
That was pretty good.
Something like that.
That's what Vivian does. No words, just humming.
And we do it in a round. We do it in a round.
Yeah, we could totally round that.
That song is very good, and it's
Tassels
juxtaposed with
Tassels
Denethor
biting a tomato aggressively.
Yeah, eating a tomato really sensually.
That's good stuff.
So you guys get your stuff together, and the other knight, who you guys have seen he has like the bird sewn onto his
Yeah.
he gets on his horse and just kind of nods at you guys. He says, you fought pretty well. That was great. Thank you for having our backs. And they just start kind of riding out towards Ferreth's Meadow.
Does anyone need to spend hit die?
I'm at 1 hit point. I should probably spend a couple hit die.
I'm going to give you this one just to save you time, guys. You're just going to be, it's going to be a traveling montage.
Okay, perfect.
You don't have to worry about it. Just consider yourselves full rested here.
Nice.
That's sweet, and we appreciate that, Dungeon Daddy.
Dungeon Father.
The dungeon father provideth.
That's right.
After a few more days of what turns out to be relatively easy travel, you see the quaint and charming outline of Ferreth's Meadow on the horizon. And as I say that, let me take you there.
Let me take you there.
I'd like to take you there.
Take
Are we
is what I'd
headed?
like to do.
Are we headed underground at some point?
I think we're going through the mountains, not necessarily like through caves, right?
Oh,
we're
okay,
just
okay,
like
okay.
winding through the mountains. Is
Okay,
that true, James?
You guys took a path through the mountains to get to Ferreth's Meadow. Yes.
Okay.
And it's where you ran into trouble.
Holy shit.
Do you guys? Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. He's a popular man, this Sebastian.
We had to outbid quite a few people to get him on this stream.
Megadeth.
I'm pretty sure that's Megadeth on the phone right now, actually. But anyways, I have a bit of a metagame question, which is there like a John Henry plot at the end of this giant drill?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay. All right.
So you guys, can you see that, Zach? Is everything good on the map
I
there?
think I got it. For the most part, I fit most of it in, so we'll
Okay.
I'll scroll as needed.
A large windmill looms over a bustling town. A hand-laid and rough stone wall built to mark its borders. You see that there are a few patrolmen riding on horseback outside the town, and there's a small checkpoint set up at the entrance. Behind Ferreth's Meadow is a large, beautiful pond that protects its back. And through the businesses and residences, you can see the light of the early morning sun bounding off the gently lapping surface. So you guys are here. You've made it to Ferreth's Meadow. You see Sir Headley and this other knight who has yet to introduce himself to you start moving towards the checkpoint.
I spur my horse Churro, and we follow them swiftly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in for the ride,
You see the checkpoint is just kind of like pretty informal. It's a couple of guards, and they're really just letting everybody in. As soon as you guys get there, they kind of stop you and just kind of ask you to state your business. What are you doing here in the old Ferreth's Meadow?
You should probably talk to the guy with the feather in his cap there.
Sir Headley speaks up. He says, business of the kingdom. And he just says, all right, great. Go, come on in. We didn't,
That's all you have to say?
Wasn't a test.
Come
Come on
on,
in.
remember that line. That's a
I've
good
been
line.
harassed.
Write it
you know,
down.
I've been harassed day and night in all
I got
parts
some-
of this kingdom.
So you guys make your way into the town. You move past a couple of places in the front. This brewery with these giant copper tanks outside that are steaming, not far from a billowing forge. Bunch of homes set up in between, and the town kind of expands. You guys see this map is just like the points of interest. The town is a little wider, goes around the pond a little bit more, but I wanted to have kind of the layout for you here. Yes. So, question for you, Sebastian.
Yeah.
How long do you want to wait until you make yourself known?
I could stand to wait a little bit.
Great. Okay. Roll me a stealth check real quick.
Okay. How do I do that?
Just roll a d20 here in the old, just like you did with your stats and stuff. Just roll 1 d20, and you'll add the strength score that you have.
I see 2, 3, 4, 5 for D20. I'm so sorry.
Just one.
Oh, it's okay, man.
If you click the
brand
yes. If you click just the icon itself that
okay.
just says D20, that's one. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good start, Sebastian. This is his first roll, everybody. 17.
That's a
First
big
roll.
one. Yeah.
Remind me what you add for stealth there, Sebastian.
It up. Sorry, I should have had it.
skills.
No, it's okay.
Is dexterity, I think, right?
His is nuts. He's actually he's a rogue.
He's
if you
got
can
the
believe
skill. He's got the actual skill.
that. I think you add 10.
Am I looking at my dexterity?
No.
You're
just
looking
look
at stealth in your skills section.
Okay.
Stealth is towards the bottom. It's alphabetical.
No, I got 10.
Yeah, so 27. Why don't you boys try to beat a 27 with your perception?
Oh, guys, I'll handle it.
I got
Okay.
18.
I got
On
really,
die.
I got really close.
I'm inching my way up to that natty 20, 1 point at a time, but I'm coming for it.
You just need 18 more rolls.
I know. I
Great.
know.
So, Sebastian, your character, Benjamin, will be. Feel free to move about the cabin. Nobody knows you're here. You're just completely hidden. So
We're,
you guys-
we're outdoors right now, right?
Yeah, you're outside in this town.
Would you describe the town as bustling, sparse, or somewhere in between?
Bustling.
far as
There's
people.
quite a few people moving about.
Could I snag someone who looks like they know where I could find some groceries, maybe some spices?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
looking for
absolutely.
someone who clearly cooks.
I would love to see what's going on at that forge if we have a little time to ourselves.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So you see that there's a man who is actually wearing a white chef's apron, and he's
Just wearing
he's
it
got,
out and about.
He's got a basket. It's early morning.
I'm looking
Everybody's
for a
kind of
cook.
getting ready.
That's Chef Paul Proudhome.
Everybody knows him. So he's actually just got like a basket of fresh produce. He's taking it to his restaurant, which is he's moving towards this kind of other side of the pond towards the south here. And you're gonna grab him.
Yeah, I'd like to just stop him if I could. Excuse me, sir.
Oh yeah, yes.
Hey, my name's Clyde Wonderspice. Whatever you got there smells mighty good.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a mix of fresh produce I got from the farm.
Man, so where are you headed now? You look like a kind of feller that could cook.
Yes, I own an inn and tavern called The Other Side. It's down south here, little ways towards the forest.
Man, well, we'll have to stop in sometime. If I could ask, where'd you get that produce and whatnot? Is there a shop that you procured that from, or are you going direct to the farmers around here?
You should just head over to the Mistwood Farmstead if you're looking for fresh ingredients. They've got virtually everything you could ask for.
Great, thank you so much, pal. And hey, maybe I'll see you at the inn.
Stop on by. I'll fix you a special dish. And he just keeps moving.
Nice.
You wanted to go to the smith there, the Golden Forge.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
True to its name, this building has a giant Golden Forge placard on the front door, and there's a bellows. Sorry, that is kind. You can see that the smoke is coming from the chimney, and the doctor is in, so to speak.
Okay. Okay. I'm free to move about the cabin, so to speak.
Of course, and you are, yes.
Sorry, that just really got me. Tassles approaches the forge, tries to appear tough and like he knows what he's looking at, but ultimately approaches the man and says, "You make weapons."
Hold on, I'm sorry.
I'm understood.
Which man are you approaching?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you going into the shop?
I would like to go into the shop.
Great. You see a pair
sorry.
of what are obviously twin sisters.
Okay, bless.
One is hammering, the other is working the bellows,
That's my bad.
and they're just like a team. You see them just hard at work creating some kind of new blade.
Twins.
Okay, I'd like very much to just kind of peruse the walls, very much like a dad at Guitar Center that doesn't want to ask any questions, and eventually approach the two women and say, "You make weapons, of course."
The one working the bellows, who can hear you a little bit better, she says, "Yes. What are you looking for? What can I help you get?"
Well,
everything.
why don't you look at this? And I pull out my quarterstaff and my whip and like the sad little single dagger that I have, and just sort of shrug
Wasn't that a gift from me to you?
at the items. The whip was also a gift, and I just sort of shrug at the items and say, I am more physical than this, and require something in my hand that aligns more with my inner strength.
She like stops working the bellows and just stares at the stuff you've put on her counter, and she says, those seem like pretty strong weapons to me. What am I looking at here? What seems to be the issue? What do you need? Do you want steel, or what do you want?
I need steel, something strong, something bludgeoning, that I can crush the heads that I can't make disappear on my own.
As you're saying that, she reaches under the counter and pulls out a staff that's made of metal that has the like a balled mace at the end of it.
Oh, now
and
we're
she
talking.
just puts it on the counter and she says, 50 gold pieces, my friend. 50 gold pieces takes the bid here.
50 gold pieces for this.
That's right.
For this this glorified muffler?
Well, if you don't want it, you can always leave. Door's right there.
You drive a hard bargain. Here's 50 gold pieces. And
could I
a silver for your trouble.
Could I stop for a moment and say that Tassles does not have any money because he hasn't taken any money, and Tom and I have it?
Will you be requiring a loan from the first bank of Wonderspice?
I say to the woman, here's 50 gold pieces, as I'm reaching into my bag of tricks, and would like now to roll a D8.
Oh my god! The first time you're doing the bag of tricks is like in a civilian.
So can I just describe what I'm sort of picturing here is that the staff has somewhat changed hands, though it's not directly in my hands, and I would say I'm going to reach into this bag of tricks and attempt to make it out of here with the staff.
What color did I tell you that it was?
It's like the bag itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was sort of picturing a very dark blue.
I'm gonna kind of give you the choice here. I think I gave you a color, but I don't remember specifically what it was. So it's give me a choice between gray, rust, and tan.
Oh, you know what? I think it was rust.
Great. Roll me a D8.
It's a 2.
You pull out just like a weird feathery ball, and you drop it on the counter, and it turns into an owl, a barn owl. It's facing the blacksmith, and it turns its head 180 degrees to look at you.
Ma'am, this owl lays golden eggs, and you'll never have to work another day in your life.
I want you to give me a deception check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Just
Can I
offering this
can I
magical
intimidate her
creature
first?
for like
You
a
know what?
regular old flail.
I won't make you do a disadvantage. Just give me a regular deception check.
Okay. Charisma though is a 1, so 9 total.
Pretty
She
good.
just kind of tilts her head and, her eyebrow kind of arches. She's, no, thank you.
So the owl is not something that you're interested in.
No.
Well, I'm going to kind of take a lap and think about your offer a little farther, and
Sure.
I'll be back.
All right, take the owl with you,
Um,
please.
No, that's okay.
Do you command the owl to stay there?
I command the owl to stay.
Sit, stay.
Great. It just stays there and stares at the blacksmith, and she kind of just shrugs and goes back to work. This is insane. While this is happening, Headley and the other knight have gone ahead. Headley tells you, Vivian, he's going to get a room at one of the inns. He's going to kind of, compare the prices and pick one.
Hey, Headley,
And he leaves. Yes,
you like good eating?
I do.
I figured you did. I could tell by looking at you. You better check out the other side, Inn and Tavern.
Should I lose weight? That seemed like a very pointed comment.
You're welcome to interpret it however you like, but between you and me, I could interpret a sandwich right now, and I'd go with you to the other side inn.
Let's go. That sounds like a great idea. The three of us will go. So the three of you guys go down. Vivian, you're all alone. Now, Benjamin, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Are you thinking this might be a good moment?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, great.
Definitely.
Vivian.
Yeah.
A man approaches you. A tall and lanky elf. Long jet black hair draping over dark brown studded leather armor. With matching hood and gloves, the man wears a strange mask of what looks like autumn leaves and branches, the eyes of which are shaded with dark glass impossible to see through. Folks, Benjamin Wishbone. Sebastian,
Are you
please
Garen?
take it away.
I'm searching for Garen.
Oh, Garen. No, I'm Vivian. So
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Give me a deception check there, Viv. And then roll an insight check, Sebastian. So just like roll your d20 and then tell me, add your insight.
Oh God, it's a 4. Okay. All right.
It's
Well,
back
okay.
to back,
Damn.
back to back.
22.
You know he's absolutely lying, and you found the right person.
Yeah. Look, I don't know why you're going by the name Vivian, but
Just
Garen, I'm here to accompany you. Look, I have this really weird campaign that I have to, or really weird task that I have to accomplish. I can't really explain it right now, but I just have to come with you. Okay.
Seems legit.
Tell him about the Earth Splitter. Tell him about the Earth Splitter.
Listen, I know about the Earth Splitter.
Tell him though. You have to tell him multiple. He won't do anything with you unless you tell him about the Earth Splitter. You have to
just stop talking for
Me?
once.
I haven't said a word. What?
I wasn't talking to you.
Who are you talking to?
Listen, I know that you're not Vivian. I know about the Earth Splitter. I'm here to help.
Would you keep your voice down though if you're gonna call my real name here?
Yes.
Okay.
Garen.
Who are you yelling at? What is your name?
My name is Benjamin. Okay. My name is Benjamin. And I wasn't yelling at anybody. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I gotta go. But it was nice talking to you. And I'm gonna make my way. I'm gonna follow Clyde.
So Benjamin, are you going to follow him?
Yes.
Okay. So you start, Vivian. You start towards the inn, south of the lake, if
Yeah.
you will,
Yeah.
and you see that Benjamin is just following you. He's not making an attempt to hide. He's just coming with you.
So Viv, you got a fan.
This guy's talking to himself, and I don't know what's going on here, but he says he knows about the Earth Splitter, and I tried to ditch him, but he's got those long legs, and mine are so short.
Hmm.
You can hear everything, Benjamin. This is all happening right in front of
I
you.
can hear you over here.
See, he's talking to
You
himself
guys aren't
again.
being very secretive at all. Okay. Listen.
What does he want from you?
He said that he's going to help us, but it's pretty weird, man. He was talking, he was yelling, and he knows my real name
I heard
somehow.
him yelling at you.
I
heard him.
I don't know this guy. I don't
I
know
must-
you.
Sir Headley speaks up. He says, I must say it is making me incredibly uncomfortable that we're speaking about this man in the third person. He's right. He is right here. Sir, hello, I'm Sir Headley Mudslinger. I am a knight for the clan of Mudslinger. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It is a great pleasure to make your acquaintance as well. Listen, I know I'm just out of the blue, but I was a knight in the King's army, okay? This is a task that I solely can accomplish. So I have to come with you.
And you mentioned the Earth Splitter.
Yes.
Can I roll an insight check on this character?
Yeah, give me an insight check with advantage. He is being extremely forthright. There you go.
Okay, 16 plus what is it? Insight is wisdom. +2. Okay, 18.
You're not sure exactly why he knows what he knows or why he's here, but everything he's saying, he totally believes. And he's talking about this thing that you guys are just so happen to be going after. It's obviously not a
So
coincidence.
something that I'm more interested in is not necessarily the validation of whether or not what he's saying is true. I want to know if his motives are good and to help. He says he's here to help. And I understand that he knows about the Earth Splitter. But do I suspect that he's going to sabotage us at some point?
He seems sort of desperate and he just wants he has to do this. You can see he feels that there's he has to do it. So he's here out of necessity. Whatever his motivation is, necessity is desperation.
How about this, Mr. Benjamin? Maybe for now we'll get to the other side. We'll find ourselves a nice booth. Maybe grab us a hoagie or something, and we can talk this over in a reclusive and quiet corner booth. How does that sound?
I could
Because
go for Bogey right now.
Well, I'm glad that we at least have this common ground, Benjamin. You seem like a good guy. Although it is weird when you walk up to a stranger and start saying the things that you do. You got to understand that.
I apologize. I haven't. It's been a while since I've really been able to acclimate with society.
Man, I actually can understand that. I actually have been there myself, so I get it. Maybe for now we'll get to the hoagie and then we'll take the next step.
Hoagie and a drink in me, and it'll be
Well, now you're talking my language. Let's go.
okay.
All right. So you guys head down to the other side Inn and Tavern. It's pretty busy for the morning. People are kind of getting their breakfast before the day kind of really takes hold. You see, it's a small wait staff, just a couple people running around. You see the bartender back there, and then through an open door into an open kitchen, you do see the man you ran into, the chef you ran into out in the marketplace, Clyde, and he's back there, kind of humming a little tune and cooking. He looks to be in his happy place.
Nice.
So there is a corner booth, kind of secluded from the rest, if you'd like to sit there.
Yeah, let's go snag that one.
Yeah.
So the now 6 of you, you slide into this booth. It's plenty big. It looks like it's for a conference or a big party. And waitress comes by.
I haven't met up with them yet.
Oh, you're still you're still dealing with other things.
Yeah.
Let's actually shoot back over to you, Tassels. You
Sorry,
have left.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm not with them yet because I didn't run into them. And what I am doing right now is wandering through Ferrith Pond, observing capitalism, really for the first time, with open eyes.
I mean, this place isn't unlike Belnora.
Yes, but I was in a different headspace in Belnora and really keeping the blinders on as far as commerce went. But now,
Right.
It's not happening. This
I
isn't
have-
happening.
I have the taste of blood in my mouth. And sorry, there's a black fly in here. So, oh, Rupert, Jesus Lord.
A true comedy of errors.
Now that I have the kind of the taste for blood and the desire, I have gas. I have gear acquisition syndrome. And am dying for this staff, and so I'm trying to observe capitalism as it happens in a small, rural, aquatic town.
As you're like stomping through Ferrith's Meadow, you hear like a woman clearing her throat behind you.
Do you require a lozenge?
You turn around and it is the blacksmith, and she just like has one of her gloves on, and the owl is just perched on her hand.
Oh, I see that you two have acquainted and seem to be getting more and more comfortable by the minute. Is our bargain possibly taking shape in your heart?
Look, I know how magic works, bud, and I know that this beautiful creature is going to disappear at some point in the near future. It's going to break my heart. All right, I'm asking you, take this thing back. I don't want to witness its unexistence. That really perturbs me, makes me upset.
Your honesty and your obvious love of nature has moved me in a way that my stone cold heart hasn't been moved in quite some time. And I want to apologize to you for lying. That owl doesn't shit at all. Or, sorry, reproduce.
Yeah, I was kind of starting to wonder if maybe I misunderstood how laying eggs worked.
I
You were
certainly
starting to make
I-
me feel like maybe I was wrong.
I actually have to make another admission to you. This is the closest I've ever been to an owl.
Look, I understand that money is a construct,
Okay.
like anything else.
Yeah.
And
Much like society itself and our roles within.
don't get me started, man.
Okay.
Look, I'll take your quarterstaff, your whip, and your dagger, and in exchange, I will give you the weapon I've made. And that would be, I think, a trade of things that are useful, as opposed to you giving me a construct for something that is useful.
All right. Are you sure about that?
No, but whatever. At this point, you've made my day a little stranger, and I'm not gonna lie, it gets pretty boring here at Ferrith's Meadow.
If you think I'm weird, you should meet my friends.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna go back to work.
Okay. Thank you for the staff.
But she's laughing, like she thinks she's having a good time. She puts the owl just on your shoulder, and she just leaves the staff in the ground, and she walks away. So those things are no longer in your possession. You now have it's a 1d10 maul
Oh my
with a reach of
God.
10 feet.
Now that's
Oh my
physical.
God. Oh my God.
It's
Oh yes.
little weapon we've now created, and you can name it whatever you'd like.
Oh my God. I need to work on that.
You took all your
Later.
birthday gifts and turned them in for store credit.
Yeah. But I am now with the owl still, the owl hasn't disappeared yet. The owl and I are now running around from pub to pub looking for our friends.
All right. There are only a few places to get a drink, sit down and get a drink in town. There's Thistle Whips, Twixt Plot and Lock, and the other side in a tavern. And they point you towards the other side as kind of the place to go. And it rings a bell like that Clyde had talked to some chef from the other side before you walked off to the blacksmith. So you head on down there, you meet up with everybody, and as they're getting seated, you walk in the door and see them sitting in the corner booth. And just like that, reunited, and it feels so good. So you guys are
just on a meta narrative level. We're gonna call this mall applicable to me because I'm a half orc.
I'm sorry?
Like, because it's probably not. It doesn't really sound like a wizard weapon.
Yeah,
or is it a staff technically?
Currently, right now, you cannot use your proficiency bonus to wield it.
Oh, okay.
But you can train with it, and in a few days, you can become
sweet.
Darth Maul.
Right. So you guys are in the tavern. You place your orders. What is everybody thinking? What are you drinking in the tavern? What are you eating?
I'm going to order a small cup of water for my owl, and I'm going to have a soda water and orange juice.
Great. Everybody else, I imagine you're getting hoagies and beer.
Yeah.
Did you say it's morning time though?
It is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll have beer though.
I'll have the gazpacho.
They're cold soup, huh?
Yeah.
You have a borscht here?
The waitress just kind of seems confused and walks away. And she says, "All right, great. Hoagies and beer for the table."
And the gazpacho.
Right. So you're now all together, and Sir Headley looks at you, Benjamin, and he says, now, how do you know about the Earth Splitter? It is a pretty well-regarded secret.
Listen, I'm not sure I could totally get into that right now. But I do know where the Earth Splitter is. Well, not exactly.
But you know what, where we could start looking, or?
Yes, I know like a general direction.
I think we do too.
This was the general direction. If you have more info than
we've
this
actually-
town, you're far ahead of us.
This
Well-
guy's wearing a leaf mask, you were saying?
Yeah.
And it actually has like glasses built into this leaf mask?
There's
Trust me, you do not wish that I take it off.
Yeah, can we see? Is any of your face showing, or is your entire face covered? It's not like the top half mask.
It's kind of like under the nose, like superhero style, from what I imagine it to be. Is that right, Sebastian?
Yes,
Very sick.
I must. I take off the glasses.
Oh, okay. Great. Underneath the mask, Benjamin has bright white eyes shining unnaturally in the light. Yeah, it's just like white eyes with irises. You can make out the irises almost like his eyes have been kind of like whited over in like in death. Like his eyes have kind of like slowly glassed.
Interesting. And this is not typically a normal thing for an elf's eyes to look like.
Not even a little bit.
Can I throw that Arcana on that?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
And I'm trying to peer politely, but I definitely am peering.
He's just gawking at you, Benjamin.
That's an 11. Oh, plus my proficiency bonus. Sorry, plus 6. So 8 plus 6 is
So that's 14.
Somewhere around there.
So you don't really know much about this type of magic, but you would guess that because it's kind of, it seems related to death, that it would be some kind of necromantic or necrotic magic.
Okay.
But other than that, the cause, the type of magic, it's kind of a mystery.
Is Dob around?
Dob is not with you.
Heard that.
I'm gonna hold that finding to myself and and let the table proceed.
Well, Benjamin, it's great to have you here. And I'm glad that you know a little bit about what direction we should be going in to find this Earth Splitter. Is there anything more you can tell us about yourself? Or is this kind of like as much as you can reveal?
I have to say something, Benjamin.
Yes.
Actually, and it's that we have been pursued this entire journey, and we actually just smoked a couple of, deadly
That's
deathly-
exactly right, Tassels.
deathly assassins on our way into town. So information would actually behoove you greatly.
And I would also, if I could jump in, you do appear a little bit assassiny to me, not to make those kind of judgments. Right off
We're
the
not
cuff,
here to
but-
judge a book by its cover, but you did have your face covered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry at the way I came off. I'm desperate right now. I'll be honest with you guys. I've had this bugging me constantly.
What did you order, Benjamin? Did you get something good? Did you get an extra tank of ale
have
for
the
me?
same hoagie as Clyde.
No one asked you what you ordered.
Love a hoagie. This is
Where-
well, I'll just look at it, I guess.
Who am I sitting next to, James?
However you guys sat down, I imagine you're probably next to Headley.
Okay, I still have not said a word really aside from the gazpacho, so I am just wide-eyed, scooching closer and closer to Headley, just watching this man because he's creeping me the hell out. Physically
Hmm.
terrified.
Could I maybe attempt to roll a nature check? You said it's a mask made of leaves, correct?
Yeah, it looks like it's made of leaves and branches.
So I would
yeah.
like to identify what type of leaf and or if it is purely natural or if there's an enchantment on this pile of leaves.
Go for it.
I think at this point I suspect something when a guy doesn't take off his leaf mask. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he took it off for you guys in the restaurant here.
Oh, you did take the mask
He
off.
did- he
I thought
did
you
take
just
it
took
off.
the glasses off. I thought you were saying.
No, he took the
The
whole
whole
thing off.
What's made you so desperate, Benjamin?
It's going to be a 25 for nature.
It is made of natural ingredients, but it has been bound with a spell. It's nothing. You can't tell if it doesn't. It just seems kind of superficial, but it looks neat and keeps the sun out of his like very sensitive eyes.
Huh.
I wouldn't really be able to see too well without these outside. So if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and put these back on. You ask why I'm so desperate.
What are you gonna tell? Are we gonna give up the whole game right now? Are you gonna tell him right now? Is this what you're doing? You're in the middle of this crowded restaurant. You're gonna talk to him about what's going on?
Listen, you want me to do this?
Yeah. I just figured we'd play close to the chest for a little while longer. I don't know.
I don't want you to do anything
All right. Well, I'm not talking to you.
except answer my question, I guess. I'm actually getting a little frustrated.
Listen, I appreciate the lunch and I appreciate the drinks.
We're not buying this for you.
That was a big assumption.
Headley, he speaks up. He says, "Well, if you're going to help us find the Earth Splitter, I'll buy you all the beers and sandwiches you want." That's a
All right, the
no-brainer.
hoagies are covered, but that still doesn't let you off the hook.
How about you get a few more beers in me and then I'll give you another answer.
So
Are
the
we-
drink,
is that a challenge?
the drinks and the food lands on the table. You have sandwiches and mugs full of ale. No gazpacho, I will say, just as a note. And Sherman slides down your arm, Clyde, and just jumps right in the tank and starts splashing around. He just starts taking a bath in your ale,
In the beer.
in the beer.
I
Yep.
take it up and I take a gentle sip to avoid drinking Sherman, but I'm not perturbed by a
He-
sugar
he, like-
glider.
He like
in my
hugs
lager.
your face. He just hugs your face. You got a wet beer squirrel on your face.
Oh, it's a logger glider.
Yeah. So you guys eat, drink a little bit. You know, there's a bit of silence going on. I'm gonna need Vivian to roll me a perception check.
Okay. It's going to be a 19.
A 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, your mug kind of moves a little on its own, like a full inch or two. It just moves away from Benjamin and towards Headley.
Oh. Could I roll an insight, I guess, or Arcana possibly to see if anything's doing that?
Whichever's higher.
Yeah.
Tends to happen around me.
I don't notice anything. I'm not noticing anything.
It's gonna be 13.
Complete mystery. You have no idea what's causing it. It's probably not anyone at the table.
Could I signal Tassles?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tassles, is this magic?
This? 17 total.
Yeah, you also have no idea. I mean, you don't even know what he's talking about when he's like this. You don't sense anything magical.
Are
has
you talking
happened.
about the missing gazpacho?
Yeah. Well, and this mug was moving, but I could use some gazpacho, honestly. You know what?
I
I'm
think you're just hungry.
I'm feeling pretty claustrophobic. I'm gonna get up quick and go talk to the chef. I gotta see
Okay.
a man about
All right.
gazpacho.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so you head over. The chef is grilling. He seems to be just very happy man.
Hello, chef man.
Yeah. What can I do for you?
Now, James, I have a character trait called rustic hospitality.
Oh, all right. I didn't know about rustic hospitality.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So I'm quite easy to get along.
He's about
with
to
the
fry some
common
chicken
folk.
back there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Now you seem like a busy man, and I ordered a gazpacho, and I'd really love to be able to just put something together. I have some dietary restrictions, as it happens sometimes. If you would just allow me, I can put together my own meal. I'll pay you. I'll tip you handsomely. If I could just get back there with you, it would just be so great. Plus,
Well, I've got an idea. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm happy to help out.
Yeah.
You seem like a nice guy. Why don't you come on back here? I'm going to show you what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
We don't typically have gazpacho on the menu. We're more of a hot soup bar, especially as we're getting into
I have sensitive teeth.
fall here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this hot soup. It's kind of a stew that doesn't have any meat in it, so it'll be just fine served cold.
Mm.
And I'm going to do a little of this. And he just uses magic to cool it, and then says, I'm sorry I didn't send it out there.
This was not your problem,
Strange business, but you
This-
can spice it however you want. Have fun. Go nuts.
You got a
We have
spice rack back here?
We got fresh spices and herbs everywhere. You can just use them to your heart's
Could I
content.
call my friend real quick? He's a spice guy.
Sure. I always say you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. Come on now.
Hey, Clyde. Hey,
Did
Clyde.
I hear him? Is he yelling from the
Yeah,
kitchen right now?
it's hard to hear him, but you've gotten used to his voice. Yeah, you hear him.
Yeah. Hey, Viv.
You got to check out the spices out here, man. Come here.
Oh, you say spices.
Yeah. They got all sorts. I need help
Pardon
picking.
me, guys. I'll leave you to your awkward silences and Benjamin and whatnot. I'm gonna go peruse really anything else.
I lean over to Benjamin and tell him that this happens every time we enter an establishment with a kitchen.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't really expect any less. Gentlemen like themselves.
What are you expecting of us?
I'm expecting a little bit of compensation.
Trying to get paid out the gate.
For what exactly?
Headley speaks up. He says, "Now. We can certainly make something happen here. If you give us some credible information and we find anything we can pay you handsomely.
If you have any credible information at all, I won't kill you this afternoon.
I don't know this man very well, but I have seen him do a murder, so he is extremely dangerous. But I also don't know if that's a necessary threat, Tassels. This man seems legit to me.
What the hell do you know, Holly?
I know that I know my name better than you know my name. That's what I know.
What I can tell you is that I was a knight in the King's Guard. I'm trained very, very well in battle, and I can hide super well from a lot of people. So if you guys want to get to this Earth Splitter, you might need my help.
Oh,
Well.
I'm that good.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yes.
I'm sort of humming and hawing and muttering under my breath.
Are you chuffing?
A small chuff.
Yeah.
Just the smallest of chuffs. All right, yeah. So Viv, Clyde, you guys are back behind the kitchen. The chef is in a good mood, so you guys are hanging out.
I'd like to walk in with as much machismo as I can muster. I want to hike my pants up, straight back, and I'm going to look Chef in the eye. I'm going to say, let's take a gander at those spices. Am I right, Chef?
Can you just give me a raw performance check?
Just
a beautiful little. He looks for the first thing he was having a really good time and happy to have you. For the first time when you do that, he like looks concerned. He says, "What? Why? What are you gonna do to them? What are you doing?"
I crack my knuckles. I attempt to.
Now, chef. This guy, he's a spice guy. He's got it in his last name. He may seem a little off, but he knows what he's talking about.
I ignore the chef. I am like oblivious to Chef at this point. I'm just just trapped in my own world of.
Let me tell you what you're looking at, Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
You got 8 rows, 6 jars deep, 48 spices on a rack, all in like bell jars, marked with like little pieces of just like with names of everything. You've got everything that you can kind of dream of, and then that's all ground spices.
Mm-hmm.
And cloves and like pieces of cinnamon, just kind of whole spice.
I'm going to assume something about his categorization if I could.
Yeah.
I'd like to look for like a heat spice. Like I'm looking for like the pepper base, like the crushed red pepper family, basically, of spices.
You find next to it all the heat.
I was going to say, so then I was hoping to go back and see, and I'm looking for Aleppo specifically. I want to see if he has any Aleppo.
All right, I'm going to do a pure luck check to see if this guy has Aleppo. Go ahead and get high or low.
Always high.
He most certainly does not. He does not have Aleppo.
What?
I look
is
over my
Aleppo?
shoulder. No Aleppo, huh?
I don't know what that is.
It's no trouble. I go back to perusing.
On top, hanging in the kitchen are fresh herbs and dried herbs. So he's got on the left, he's got all the fresh herbs. On the right, the like fresh herbs that he's left to dry and I have kind of dried out. And he's just virtually everything you could wish for, besides from Aleppo. I guess it's just a pure luck chance.
That's fine. I kind of like that he didn't, and I could act elitist in front of him in that moment. I would like to find some sort of like crushed pepper to add a little bit of like spice heat to this gazpacho. And then I'd like to find a fresh herb and make basically like a small bouquet of what I think would be 3 nice fresh herbs to kind of tie together and drop into the gazpacho.
All right, I'm going to have you give me 2 different checks here. The first is going to be a nature check.
Okay.
Just for raw spice knowledge. And the second is going to be another I'm just going to do either a performance check or a wisdom check, whichever's higher for you.
Yeah, it's got to be wisdom. It's got to be wisdom.
So let's get the nature check first to see which herbs you pick out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 25 for nature.
And give me just a wisdom check as far as applying the herbs in the amounts that you put in.
Okay, well, you can't win them all, I guess. It's gonna be a 5 total.
Okay, so you pick out herbs that you smell and kind of taste, and you just know they are perfect for this gazpacho. They are the perfect flavors. The only place where you goof is like in the portioning.
Mhm.
You just put a little too much
Which I think
of
makes sense.
one of the
I-
spices. You're just figuring things out.
Well, I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I know the spices. I know these are going to be perfect, but I have no knowledge of the application of them.
But so you've done that. You give it to Vivian to eat.
I suck that spacho down.
It is good. It was already well seasoned. The chef is actually he's a pretty good chef, but it was elevated by certain flavors that Clyde put in. Unfortunately, they're not incredibly well balanced. So it's really, really spicy. I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
for me.
for sure. Oh, come on.
That's
There
a
it is.
spicy spacho.
Ooh. I think that it was still a pleasant experience for you.
Awesome.
Despite
This
how
was so
spicy it
good.
was.
You guys, you two, you work together really well. I think you guys have something here.
I want you to do this, Clyde. This is a little system that I had been thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to mark somewhere on your character sheet one spice level.
Oh, nice. I have a spice level.
Yeah. So for every failed attempt, you still learn something.
So
So
is there a starting score, or am I just doing spice level 1?
you are at spice level 1 currently. You went from 0 to 1. You had a working knowledge. You've now put it into practice for the first time in a very long time. You're getting your feet wet. You were successful in picking out the herbs, not successful in putting them in the juice.
Mm-hmm.
But things are working out for you. You've got 1 spice level currently.
That's awesome.
So you guys finish up, pay out your tab. It's the early afternoon. So Benjamin, you know the direction you need to go in to get towards the Earth Splitter. You also know from the same source that the journey isn't long, but the process of retrieving the Earth Splitter might take a very long time. So you should prepare, and the rest of your colleagues should prepare for an adventure.
So, is there some type of blacksmith in this town?
Yeah.
I actually would highly recommend that you all visit the young hard workers over at Golden Forge. We hammered out a deal involving this, and I present my mall staff, which I am going to be referring from here on out as Molly.
That's pretty good.
It would also sort of make me feel better about the whole transaction if you guys spent some money there.
Can we back that up? You
I think,
Tassles.
no, I think you should just go talk to them. They have some great stuff.
I was thinking of hitting the Spice of Life. I didn't know they had a satellite location.
That's strange that there is a Spice of Life here.
Yeah, just a little slice of home. You know, we've been out on the road, and
I wonder if they could help me out with the fact that I forgot my broom.
let's go. Why don't we check it out? They're both
Okay.
in the same location. It looks like.
Okay. Yeah. If you guys are dropping into the Golden Forge, I'm definitely going to hit the Spice of Life.
Clyde, would you like to join me at the Golden Forge?
You better believe I'll go with you to the Golden Forge. Benjamin, now you're talking my language. Let's go.
All right. Benjamin, Clyde, you head over to the Golden Forge. you make your way out. Headley and the other knight decide that they're going to stay and discuss kind of what they're going to do going forward. And you guys make your way. The Smiths are still hard at work. The twins are back behind the counter. You come in the door, and the one working the bellows says, "Hi, welcome to the Golden Forge, gentlemen. What can we do for you?"
Man, Benjamin, what kind of stuff do you like?
Well, I normally use spears, so I'll be keeping an eye out for them.
You got spears.
Yes,
That's
but
nice.
only just a couple.
Although that studded leather's pretty sick. I got some studded leather. Look at my studded leather.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but it's not original like mine.
Okay. Understood. Loud and clear.
There was an olive branch, and it was just cracked into and tossed.
Excuse me, miss and miss, ma'am and ma'am.
So the one working the forge, the one hammering things out, doesn't seem to hear you, but the one on the bellows says, "Yes, yes."
I
sir,
was
what can we do for you?"
recently informed that my studded leather is inferior to my friends here. Could I improve the value by adding more studs, or do I need more armor, new armor entirely?
She looks at both of your studded leather armors and she says, they look exactly the same to me. They look
Actually-
absolutely the same.
You think they look the same?
Not exactly this. This one
Look, sir,
is a little bit more worn in. That's a part of the look.
I feel like mine might be more studly, though, wouldn't you say?
Well,
look, I'm gonna say this one more time. The two things that you two are wearing, you look exactly the same to me.
You and your partner look exactly the same to me.
That's because we're twins. That's how the gods wanted us to look.
Maybe we're twins.
He's like a full, like half a person taller than you, and she just looks, and she finally breaks. She like smiles. She's like, "All right, what do you boys need? What?
Here, I'm in
This is
the search.
hilarious."
I'm in search of a new spear. Do you have any in stock?
So here's what I'm gonna do, Benjamin. We talked about a special one that you have.
Yes.
She is going to grab that spear, and she's going to sell that one to you. So you're gonna get your like special masterwork spear. She takes it off the wall. You can see it's perfectly balanced. It's sharpened to the point where like the light just like hits the edge, and it just looks gorgeous. And she says, "This is my pride and joy, but yeah, you can have it for 100 gold pieces."
It looks decent enough.
She shoots it forward over your shoulder and takes it, like brings it back with one arm, and she's got like a small lock of your hair, and she just takes it off the tip of the spear and she puts it on the table, and she says, "It's going to be better than that, and I wish you would respect this blade."
How dare you slice off my hair? Do you know who I am? I'm Benjamin Wishbone.
She tosses it back and casts mending, and it just is back on your head. She says, "All right, okay. I didn't know you were going to be all uppity, but here's your spear, 100 gold.
Thank you.
And how about you, my other friend here, Studley? What do you want?"
Yep. That's me. That's who I am. I have two things that I'm looking for. And they both are odd requests. Now, I'm a little guy who wields a big crossbow. You may have seen it when I walked in.
Hard to miss.
Now, there have been a few occasions where you could describe what I did as slaughter, and it was kind of uncomfortable for me. Do you have any arrow tips or bolt tips that might be blunted? I don't know if there's a possibility of creating a less lethal option when I'm shooting something out of this crossbow.
She looks at her sister, who like makes eye contact with her and nods.
I've been out there doing a lot of killing. Just a lot of killing, ladies.
Uh,
It's uncomfortable, to be completely frank with you.
she takes out this bolt that has a rubber tip. She says, make no mistake, this will still do a lot of damage, but this thing will do what it is you want it to do.
So am I buying like one, or do you have like a bundle of them?
I can give you a bundle. 20 gold pieces, I can give you 40.
Yeah, done. That's easy.
Great.
Now I have one more request if you can do it.
Sure.
Now, even though most of my days are spent out there killing, the other thing I'm interested in are spices. And I'd like to pull out some of these spices. Now, you see, the ones I have here have been ground down over time, me toiling day after day, night after night. Now, is there some sort of device that might help me to grind down certain herbs to a finer size?
You're looking for a grinder, right?
I'm
what
trying
you're
to buy a
looking for.
grinder.
Great. All right. I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah, she takes out, like, she says, yeah, we do, surprising. I know a lot of people, ask us for things that aren't weapons, but we do a ton of stuff that they're not weapons. They're practical use items for your home. And she hands you just a grinder that you can use to grind spices. She says, I prefer to use this with wizard leaf, but that's my preference.
Wow.
That's very good. I'll take it.
Yeah, on the house with the crossbow bolts.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I'm happy to pay. I'm good for it.
All right, 5 gold pieces.
Awesome. People like to cut me a deal because I'm a little guy, and I take offense to it.
I see I've offended both of you somehow within a matter of a few minutes.
Oh, I see.
You wouldn't happen to know a gentleman with an owl.
Oh, did you meet my friend? No, I have no idea what the owl is. That's right.
I did have the owl in the bar.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Then I do know a gentleman with an owl. What about him? Was he here?
Oh, I'm just saying, at least he had a sense of humor. All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for stopping by. Anything else I can do for you before I go back to work here?
Yes, actually, one thing. Do you have any extra small daggers in stock?
She just grabs one from her belt. You see she's got a belt that's got a couple of daggers on it, and she just grabs one, spins it around in her hands, and she says, well, that one I'll include with the spear. Daggers are a dime a dozen.
Okay. I turn around and give the dagger to Clyde as a token for my trust.
Oh.
She speaks up. She says, look, that's really sweet. I did watch you just destroy an olive branch a few moments ago.
I also just said I don't like people giving me stuff based on my size. People like to give me stuff because I'm a short little guy. And here you are giving me all sorts of gifts, Benjamin Wishbone.
Well, that one's for you, okay?
All right.
I will take it because it looks sweet.
Let's shoot back over to Tassles and Viv.
On
you
our
guys
way-
are walking in. Go ahead.
On our way there, our walk, I would say in kind of an uncharacteristic move for Vivian, he's just kind of singing a little tune to himself and snapping. And every time
What's
he snaps,
got you so jacked up?
the spice of life, you know that's right. Oh, Tassels, the feeling of freedom. I think you know a little something about that.
Freedom. You don't think it's kind of weird that a guy just tailed you from God knows where and showed up?
That guy, weirdo. But the fact that we're about to get this drill and I no longer have to worry about anything back home and I can just hang out with you guys, my friends, there's a huge weight off of my shoulders. I feel like my lotus is flowering. I'm just coming out of my shell here.
I would love to see your lotus flower, but I do have to ask you this. As a friend, and I have very few in this world.
Mm-hmm. Me.
Do you honestly think that the dwarven people are going to let you go?
Oh, it'll be cool. Everything's gonna work out. It always does. You know, I was running for years, and now here's a solution right here, right in front of me.
You know, it's funny that you say that because things have not really been working out in my life until I started riding with you, Viv.
See what I'm saying? We make a hell of a crew. Me, you, and Clyde. Again, you know, this Benjamin guy, total weirdo. Don't trust him right now. But the three of us, we got something going on, and I feel really good about it. I don't know if you've noticed, but I feel a little more talkative as of late, and I feel like my overall charisma and volume has increased a good
Your
amount.
volume has
Yeah.
come up considerably, and especially because I'm so much higher up in the air than you,
Yeah.
where my ears are, it actually really helps.
Cool.
One might say it's increased weekly.
I've been working on my decibel level while Clyde's been working on his spice level.
Right. I should make you keep track of that too.
Yeah.
So you guys make it to the Spice of Life, and the building is exactly like the one in the settlement. It is small.
Are these
It is-
prefabs, do you think?
It's got to be, right?
Did they ship this in?
How does this happen? Could I roll an Arcana?
I'm going to roll an Arcana.
Yeah.
Hey!
Actually, I'm going to assist him to roll the Arcana.
Great.
if
So
that's the
roll
case.
Arcana with advantage, Tassels.
Oh, okay. Shit.
God bless.
So 6 plus 6 is 12.
So
What
it
was
is-
in that gazpacho?
And I'm going to cast guidance. Actually,
Oh, okay. A guidance, you say.
yes. So he can add a D4 to it.
Go ahead and add a D4 there, Mike.
Oh, okay. To 12. 3 plus 12 is 15.
15. That's a very good number.
Yeah.
So everything looks exactly the same. And now that you're thinking about it, there is a Spice of Life in Belnora that also looks exactly the same. You're
Now
not
that
sure...
I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
there's
go
a Spice of Life in Belnora that looks exactly the same as this one.
Well, let's go in. Let's go in and see who's working.
I have a sneaking suspicion I know who's working. And it can't be explained, but let's open that door and find out.
ahead. The door opens. Hello, boys.
Ah!
You see old Humphrey Umber Cave behind the counter.
Umber Cave by I Live and Breathe.
Yeah, first time from a different place. That's right. This is your first time from a different place. How does it feel?
How does it feel for you?
I'm in the same place.
That's what I was wondering. Okay, all right. That's fine. If you're in the same place, could you do me a huge favor?
What is
And-
it that you're... Yeah, wait, go for it.
I would really love it if you could just run over to my tent and grab my broom.
Oh, no, that's not where I am, my boy. That's not. I'm many, many, many miles away from your settlement in the middle of nowhere.
Oh. Oh.
Would if I could help you.
Can I
Perhaps,
roll?
perhaps,
Can I roll an Arcana on that?
Yeah, go for it. You could keep the 15 if you want, because you didn't really get
Oh,
to
yeah?
apply it to the prefab situation. So with
Okay.
a 15 Arcana, what you know is that this is magic that deals with dimensions. You don't. The spell is like extremely high level. You know that. You just don't know what the spell is. But this is magic. Like
And
there is something that he's doing. He's in one place, but he's able to open doors to all these other places.
and like Clyde's bag of holding doesn't really cross those barriers in the same way as extra dimensional planes. Wow. Okay.
Well, let's go in.
So Umber Cave. Oh, I thought we were in.
Oh, I thought he
Well,
was
close,
just greeting
close
us.
the door. Would you close it, please?
Yes. Yes. There's a bit
You're
of a
letting
draft.
the bugs in.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry.
There's a black fly in here.
There is a black fly in here. You goddamn.
Well, what do you got for sale there, Humphrey?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What are you looking for?
Could you?
Got all kinds of magical items, knickknacks, baubles, bits.
I'm looking for something that, like, in some way, could you improve this shillelagh of mine, or maybe,
How much gold do you want to put into it, my boy?
I got a sizable amount of gold. I have quite a bit, but how much would it take? Like, what are my pricing tiers?
It's more like you tell me how much you want to put into it, and then I do something of that value to it.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me
I
hit.
think you know by now it's a pretty random place.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me hit you with another one then. Do you have any gear that could help me with my spell casting?
I may.
Or I may not. That's awesome.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ha cha cha, ha cha cha cha.
Hachi machi.
I got all kinds of cloaks and rings and scrolls and bags and helms and necklaces and rods and dogs. You know, what are you looking for?
What sort of dogs do you have?
All kinds. He pulls out like a statue of a Pomeranian. He says, if you rub this one's belly 3 times, it turns into a giant monster.
How much is that?
50,000 gold pieces.
Oh! What sort of rings do you have?
What are you looking for? He's like just being extremely vague. He pulls
Listen.
out like a jewelry box.
Listen, when I cast a spell, I'm looking for some sort of advantage to hone in my accuracy.
How much are you willing to spend? I've got something that I think might interest you, but I need to know.
I've got like 1,500 gold ready to go right now.
If you give me 1,500 gold pieces, I'm going to give you the best damn magic item you've ever seen.
Okay, so there are two options here for me. And James, just help me out because I'm trying to
sure.
either help with spell attack or spell save. And realistically, spell save is the thing that I want to bring up somehow.
Neither of those things are going to be changed by a 1,500 gold piece magic item.
Okay, yes.
We're talking like 20, 30,000 at least for like full on change your stats and stuff.
Heard that.
But it will go up. It will go up every time your proficiency bonus goes up.
Yes. So I'll give him the 1,500 gold and just say, all right, what do you got?
So he's going to give you a ring with like a beautiful clear red stone.
Okay.
The ring itself is gold. And he says, once per day, you can store a little spell in here and cast it as a bonus action. Real cool.
Whoa.
It's what the kids call quickened spell. I've heard it's all the rage.
And it just holds one charge?
Once per day.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. So you can use quickened spell once per day.
This is great.
Any level spell.
Wowee. This does it. Thank you so much. Thank you. We got there,
well,
didn't we?
It's good to see you, boys. It's interesting to see you coming out of this door, for sure. Would never have guessed this door for you, boys.
Tassels?
I'm a little perplexed and a little disturbed and curious about your last assessment of us coming through this door. Even though you know that we were in the encampment and probably know plenty about our movements within the encampment. Humphrey, you're beginning to scare me.
He cracks up. He just cackles for a full 5 minutes. Then he starts coughing, and it starts to sound like he's got some like big problem with his lungs. He pulls out a long pipe, packs it with a little bit of green,
A little bit of the wizard leaf there, Humphrey.
He just starts dragging on it. He just says, "You want some?"
I have a little bit of my own, but I'm curious as to your branch, so to speak.
He hands you the long pipe.
Don't mind if I do.
Roll a Constitution saving throw. Just immediately.
Constitution with my proficiency bonus or no?
Is it a skill you're proficient with?
Oh, no, it's not. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But I add my Constitution to the D20.
You do.
Right.
Ooh.
That's a 19.
You
Because Tassles
Physical
fucks.
Wizard.
Yeah.
You at first, it's like nothing you'd have ever tried before. You're not even convinced it's wizard leaf, but eventually it mellows out. You're able to hang, and it's just kind of like a weird kind of weed, I guess.
Well, let me ask you this, Humphrey, before we get out of here. Is there anything you can do about retrieving that broom for me?
No.
All right. I feel like you've said your piece and I've said mine. And between us, there's only the wizard leaf smoke. You know?
Well, I appreciate your visits as always.
Thank you.
Come back when you got a
Humphrey.
token or some money. I don't think you're not a gold man, are you? You don't have currency.
I'm not a gold man, but I'm all about the tokens, and I'm also about totems, and and I make very personal connections with sometimes very inanimate objects. It's part of my life as a conjuring wizard.
That is remarkable. Now get out.
Goodbye.
All right. So you guys have kind of done your shopping. Is there anything else you wanted to see in town?
I think that's it for me.
Let's go.
Do it.
Let's go.
All right. So Headley comes and grabs you guys, and you go to the other side in. He says, boys, we've already lost 2 very strong knights, and we feel as though this journey might be better on your own, but I can send my companion Finch here with you. And the knight with the bird on his armor kind of gives a wave and a nod. That would be totally up to you. I know you're very capable warriors, heroes of Belnora and whatnot, and this new friend here. But I have to get back to the ship and make sure that everything's prepared for the journey back to Porth.
So you're just sending us alone with Benjamin, huh?
Well, I can
Finch.
send Finch with you if you'd like.
I would like Finch. I need a little buffer space here.
I would like Finch. Great. Well, lovely. Why don't we spend the night here in the hotel? I'll pay for it, and you can leave in the morning, and Benjamin can lead you to the proverbial prize here.
Hey, Finch.
Yeah.
Finch, I'm happy that you're coming along with us because this guy Benjamin, I don't really understand him. However, I will say this. We've got a pretty smooth operation going between me and my compatriots. So if we find any loot, we got first dibs. Am I understood, Finch?
Yeah, that's fine, man.
All right, you're a good one, Finch. Thanks.
I'm pretty excited to be going on this adventure. It's my first time leaving the home.
I give him a big slap on the back. Just a raucous, like full-armed half-orc slap on the back.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
That slap on the back informed by the wizard leaf.
Possibly misinformed by the wizard leaf.
Yeah.
It's a 15.
All right, that's exactly what you needed. He like turns and like just like you see he's operating solely on instinct. He goes to like judo throw you over his back when you do it, but then
Whoa.
you like stop him, and then he just like takes a second to breathe, and then just gives you a pat on the back.
This is the first rule of the compatriotism, is that I'm a physical wizard, and I'm a little touchy-feely. So let's just pretend this never happened, and I'll remember to not touch you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I tried to throw you, but that was you moved pretty quick there.
It's all right. It's all right. No apologies necessary. Between Finch and Benjamin, two of the weirdest additions to this crew, I think we're going to be okay.
And what do you have against me? I told you everything that I know.
You haven't told us shit.
And I will say, Benjamin, you seem like a nice guy, but you have random intermittent conversations with no one. So that is concerning.
That's at least 2 strikes against you. So why don't you
Who
just
the hell
buckle
is this
up and
guy
lead the
calling
way?
No one. Can you believe this guy called me no one, Benjamin? Who the hell does this guy think he is?
Ah,
Well,
Excuse
no
me?
need for harsh words, Benjamin Wishbone.
I'm
listen,
about to get physical with this boy.
I think all I need is a good night's sleep, okay? So if we just get that, head out in the morning.
I
Everything.
feel like you've got an edge to you, Benjamin. Tassels, I don't want to just like volunteer your stash, but maybe something to round out the edges there.
A little leaf of the wizard, perhaps?
I could do for a little toke.
Maybe that would just...
An episode has gotten incredibly drink and drug heavy. Apologies to the kids out there.
Yeah.
We're just trying to use the space, the environment. I'm
that's
trying
right.
to, you know.
It's my fault. I really opened it up, unfortunately. Yeah, you guys have a nice little rounder. You guys get a nice early evening, wake up before the sun rises, and Benjamin, you're sitting at the edge of your bed, getting ready for the day, when Eddie walks through the wall in front of you and says, well, today's the day. It's time to find out if all this stuff that's in my brain is right.
Oh, God. How long have you been saying this? Months.
It feels like years. I mean, I've been trying to get you to do this for so long. I'll be honest with you. I was starting to think you never would. You'd never listen.
Yeah, because you never shut up. But
Well, what the hell am I supposed to do?
I'll do it, okay? I'll do it, and I'm trying to convince the other guys to go because I can't do it on my own. So
Yeah, well, it would help if you stopped talking to me, you weirdo.
stop interrupting every time I'm in a conversation with
Well,
them.
who else am I supposed to talk to?
Ugh, my goodness, don't you have other friends out there? That
You know I don't. You are you just rubbing it in at this point?
I love that.
Well,
Is he in his room right now having this conversation?
Yeah, no one else is around. This is a private moment.
listen, I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing the best that I can right now.
And look,
I'm not
I
letting myself-
I greatly appreciate that you're doing anything at all. It's very wonderful of you. But now is the time. It's make or break, baby. The world is going to end if you don't do this. It's good. It's all going to be over.
No, you're right. Yeah. So
All right.
how do I go about telling them? I mean, this isn't just something that's easy to say.
He just starts drifting out of the room. He just goes, "Just keep walking, baby." And then he just phases out of the room completely.
Goodness.
So you guys meet down, have a quick breakfast. The road ahead of you is
Breakfast of hoagies and beer.
I mean, that's what this place is known for at this point.
I love it. I love that I've
A
just
spare
imposed-
square.
And this morning, the chef has a gazpacho prepared specifically for you, Vivian.
Ooh,
a new gazpacho.
A breakfast gazpacho.
It's like a watermelon tomato
Wow.
gazpacho.
Breakfast. Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Moving on.
Gotcha.
So
Gospatch fist.
that's a That's Jack Nicholson, baby. That's as good as it gets. All right. So Benjamin, you see that in front of you, the road is kind of like lit up in a way that makes you feel confident about the path you're going to be walking. You also have proficiency in survival for the day. That's what Eddie is granting you.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Eddie.
everybody's kind of prepared, and it's not long enough, and the journey is hard enough that leaving the horses in the stable is probably a good idea. So
Okay.
you guys just start hoofing it.
So
Okay.
we're on
Start
foot.
walking.
All right.
Nice.
Benjamin,
I'm using Molly as a walking stick. It's out all the time.
of course it is.
Vivian, say that.
It's the only thing you own. Benjamin leads you onward, glancing furtively behind him every so often and facing forward again. As you make it a few miles out of town, you see the beginnings of a small mountain range stretching before you, slowly but steadily rising around you as you move through the wilderness. He leads you into the woods, following no path that any of the three of you can see, past massive redwood trees much larger than anything in the Everwood. Wandering, the sun beginning its descent, Benjamin looks behind him again. Stop, young Ben. Clear the leaves ahead of you. Clear them from the road. Come now. Hurry up. We don't have all day, boy. Come on.
Okay. All right. I go ahead and clear the leaves.
Benjamin moves the leaves to reveal a road so old that it would be hard enough to see in the light of day. It leads up a large hill
Whoa.
between two jagged slopes that look incredibly rugged and nearly impossible to climb.
So, who's first?
How did you discover this path?
Well, to be honest, I've lived in this area for a little while. I've lived just among the trees.
I don't believe that for a second. And I have a second question, which is, why are you
Oh.
trying to kill us on this mountainside?
Well, I'm not trying to kill you at all. I'm trying to lead you, but I am honest about having lived in the trees for a little bit. I've lived in exile.
Exile from the ground? You had to live in the tree? I thought you were in the King's Guard.
Listen,
Well, it was.
it's possible for a man to have, many different situations in his life, Tassels. I got to step in and say, I think it's possible he could be Kingsguard and living in trees. Isn't that right, Benjamin? Benjamin,
All
I'll tell you
right.
what, as yet another olive branch I would like to extend, I will walk up your terrifying path.
Please do.
I waddle at my improved 40 speed due to the boots of the
so
bullet.
quick. Wow.
Yeah, you walk with style, grace, dignity.
I waddle with grace and dignity.
Pardon me. My verbiage was very, very bad. Great. The faded stone path brings you over the crest of a large ramp. And beyond it, you see an enormous wooden and steel gate. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys there. Hacha.
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 Oh.
Excuse me.
So this is the first time, Sebastian, that you'll actually have a token. Try moving the nameplate or the character with the nameplate Benjamin around, if you would. Just make sure you can move him.
Yep.
Lovely. Great. So the four of you are facing this gate.
Could I roll perception for any life, any people manning the top of this gate?
Let me tell you exactly what you see first, and then I will have you make a perception check if you want to still make it. All right. 2 heavy doors are set between 2 large steel silos, which seem to be connected or even fused into the mountain stones surrounding it. The doors themselves are bound by a silver plate with a single large keyhole. Now you can make a perception check if you'd like.
Do we have a single large key?
I don't think so.
Anyone? I would like to
Bueller?
perceive.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Perception.
To perceive.
Anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
12.
That's a 23 from me.
It's
To
a
perceive.
14 for me.
I just roll a d20 again.
Yes, please.
Okay. 16, and then I do plus my perception that I have on here, right?
Yeah.
You do.
Okay. That's 24.
Dude, yes.
Right.
To perceive.
Benjamin and Tassels, at the same time, you guys see that there's a rope that's hanging down from the top of the gates that seems to kind of be connected to a bell.
I think there's a doorbell.
I'll go ring it.
Why don't you go ring it, Benjamin?
All right, Benjamin, you step forward, you ring the bell. It gongs unnaturally loudly between the cavern walls of the mountain. And as it's ringing the 3rd time, the 4th time, the 5th time, the steel silos turn completely in the ground slowly, as though it's been a very long time since these kind of gears and mechanisms have shifted. They turn and open up, and 2 large brass golems walk out and stand and walk towards you. And at the beginning of our next session, we will roll initiative. That's the end of
Nice.
tonight's session.
Yeah.
Right on, babies.
Ooh.